It's August 2nd. We're 2 hours away from the trade deadline, hour and 20 minutes away from the trade deadline. We're going to recap everything that's happened and see what else comes in. Let's do it. Hello and welcome to Talking Baseball, a little trade deadline watch party. My name is Jimmy. Jake sitting next to me. Trevor wearing his ice cream jersey, shaking his shaky shake thing, and BBD producing behind the dish. A lot has happened. We had a flurry. There was I think a 2 hours out flurry of moves. We got moves that happened last night that we didn't talk about, and we have an hour and 20 minutes till the bell rings, and there's more stuff that needs to happen. So we're going to hang out for a little bit live, recap some things, and hope we get the passing button a whole bunch. Jake, how you doing?
Just feel my inner mad dog kicking in. You know, it's time. Hour and a half left. Who will be on the move? Our friend Ian Happ was in a lot of rumors. Currently in the Cubs lineup with Willson Contreras. What will go down there if Contreras doesn't get moved? My word. And yeah, man, Kirkagen, one of the short kings of the world, Trevor, he said that there's an argument this is the best trade deadline ever. That Soto trump card is a big one to play on top of it. I always think back to 2015 when you could have been flipped. But this has been a pretty crazy deadline. A lot of teams addressing needs, which is good. And it's a lot of the big boys. We haven't seen one of those, a team that's trying for next year really get a year and a half guy yet. It's been all contenders, which I like.
Trev, how are you?
What's up, guys? Could I have been flipped in 2015? Yes. Who won the World Series in 2015?
The Royals.
God, that was tough for me to watch. Well, look, I got my green juice. We're going to be here for a little bit, so hunker down, settle in, get comfortable. We're waiting for trades to happen. We reacted to the Juan Soto trade already. I'm sure we'll get into the nitty-gritty of it. Hosmer's landed. Lots of things could still happen. We got a fucking passing bomb.
Curt Casali to the Mariners.
Curt Casali.
Your guy.
Friend of mine, to the Mariners. Interesting. I guess Cal Raleigh's not who they thought he was.
Whoops.
There in Seattle.
We don't want a catcher. We got Cal Raleigh.
Wow.
Curt Casali, thumb up your butt.
Well, you hate the Mariners.
No, I love the Mariners. I was just right. You steered their army towards me.
Well, now
I'm
love
on their
the
team,
Mariners.
baby.
I
am a Mariner.
I think they can compete.
Yes, that's the missing piece.
That'll just get him a no-hitter, right? He's caught 3 no-hitters in the last 2 or 3 years.
Power of the stash, man.
Didn't he?
He's got it right now.
Did he get Teddy a ball, or they played catch or something?
Yeah, Kurt's a real nice guy. I'm happy for him to get off.
If you like him so
Giants,
much, what's his middle name?
Seemingly aren't going to be in the playoffs and don't know the direction they're going. Seattle clearly has a direction they're going.
So, I mean, does this mean the Giants have to make more moves now? I mean, it doesn't really, but...
Rodon's hot in the streets right now. They're saying they're pushing him. Curt Casali to Seattle. Huge.
What have you guys been doing the last hour and a half since we last were on the sticks?
Working, playing Bino, mapping out some blitzball pitching strategies. Pre-game show, starting office drama, stirring the pot.
I went to the local bodega place that has one of those kind of buffets, and I poured myself a little bit of everything. It was pretty gross, but I said it's deadline day. I got to load up.
Smorgasbord.
I'm going to pound a Celsius. I'm probably going to have to sprint out of here midway, but it's deadline day.
I ate half a sleeve of Ritz crackers, so I'm probably going to be hungry halfway through. That's what we did.
What have you been doing besides making green juice?
There's a little drama going on in the house as well. Dealt with that. But I've been on the phone checking to see what Bob Nightingale has been throwing out there, my most trusted source in baseball. Drury to the Pods is kind of like a hot, underrated move that I saw. Twins doing it, getting Mahle, getting Lopez earlier in the morning, so they're addressing needs.
Let's go down the list. We BBD has them in order a little bit, kind of in like groupings by teams.
Vaguely in order, sort of trying to keep what each team did near each other. So that way, like, we get on what the Red Sox did, and all their moves are kind of close on our bullet points.
And we'll keep them somewhat tidy. I mean, Jake and I did this on Talking Yanks a lot, but Trevor, if you want to add some thoughts, the Yankees got Montas and Lou Trivino. I don't know. We got two of them. They both pronounce it differently. And Montas is for, and someone told me it was Montas, which sounds so
It's not
wrong.
that.
For this year and next year.
It's Frankie the Yankee.
Frankie the Yankee. I like that. The Montas is for this year and next year. Trivino is for this year and the next 2 years in the bullpen. The Yankees also got Efros from the Cubs, and they traded away Joey Gallo. So do you have any thoughts on all of that, Trev? Montas was a big name at the deadline.
I think you guys definitely needed rotation depth, although you guys have been very healthy at that position and kind of are 5 deep. You are 1 inch more than Story Alley deep.
Ooh, baby.
There. But you know how it goes, man. Like, injuries can happen. You need to be ready in case that comes about. So Montas clearly is not just like a depth piece. He's going to be your number 2 or 3 in a playoff series, I would assume.
2.
You think 2?
Depending
Depending on the matchup, maybe.
Yeah, I think 2 though.
Let's see how Montas performs.
Yeah, sure, exactly. Those pinstripes are heavy. We all know that. And then Trivino, I was reading some stuff. There's some underlying numbers that might have some positive regression for him. He's had a crazy BABIP so far this year, like a 400 BABIP or something like that. So they're looking to get Matt Blake's hands on the guy and see what he can do. And then Efros is a guy that's like, I think it was so funny. You wouldn't pay attention to the guy because he's on the Cubs, but then he goes to the Yankees, and all Yankees Twitter's like, "Oh, this guy's sick. He throws from these arm angles and he misses bats and all this stuff." So automatically he becomes an elite reliever because now he's on the Yankees. Although I think it's going to be great. I mean, I asked you guys, like, are you happy with the moves? Are you content? I said, give me a 2-word answer. Jimmy, you actually said yes, and Jake, you said no.
We gave 2-word answers.
You said close, no. James said content, yes. So I'm going to ask you again, Jake. Now you've had some time to think about it. Are you content with the Yankees' moves?
I am happy with the Yankees' trade deadline moves. You asked about the Yankees' roster as a whole, and this whole season, I have been hoping for something else at the shortstop position, and the Yankees have kept their top prospect, Oswald Peraza, who's been killing it in AAA lately, and he's not currently on the roster. So, no, that would be the one thing I'd ask to be complete. I think the shortstop is arguably the most important position on the field, and I think that is currently the Yankees' weakness, and they have a chance with someone in their organization to address that. So, when you asked if I'm content with the Yankees roster, I said, no. But they can do that.
Huh?
They can do that with one transaction that's already in their organization.
I mean, yes. Look, I understand it. You're going to bring this guy up to one of the better Yankees teams record-wise ever assembled, and you're just going to throw him into the mix? Jakey boy, that ain't going to happen, dude.
Well, quick.
That ain't going to happen.
Well, Trev, quickly, let me just give you a counter. Because I agree. I'm very torn. I'm rooting for what Jake wants. I just don't think it's likely. But everybody, even people that like IKF, agree he was a stopgap shortstop, right? Because the Yankees like their minor leaguers. Oswald Peraza at AAA in his last 30 games, 344 batting average, 406 on base, 625 slugging. So if you have a stopgap shortstop who's there until the prospect is ready to be seen at the next level, I don't know what else he can do to not get that option. And maybe he fails and then you go with IKF. Maybe you bring him up and just like in some weird platoon, give him a week. Like right now, I think the Yankees and myself are rooting for a grade, whatever the lightest grade, blank calf strain on an infielder, just so they're forced because he's on the 40-man and see what he can do for 10 days. And then from there, okay, he's clearly not ready for the big stage. IKF's the guy. Or you never know. So that's the counter is like if IKF's a stopgap until the guys are ready, I don't know what else Peraza can do in AAA. So would be my one counter to like, you're not going to call him up in a playoff run. It's like, well, when are you?
They got to do that now then. They got to do it now.
That's what we're saying.
What's the roster move there? Is there an easy one?
No.
Because you need to keep IKF, or does he have options?
He has options, but they won't send down
do
IKF.
that.
Why wouldn't they send him down?
Because
he has
too
all
proud.
3 options.
Bramil Reyes just got sent down. The Guardians aren't afraid to do that.
Options are they trade Glaber, which is somewhat of a rumor right now to open up a spot, or they can get rid of Marwin, but I don't think they're going to do that because he can play everywhere, or JD goes on a phantom IL because he can't hit for shit right now.
Okay, look, I'm all about bringing young guys up and seeing what they can do. I just think this isn't the way they've operated at all this season. They've pretty much stuck by IKF here.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's probably enough of Yankees. I'm getting yelled at in the chat to apologize to Big Dumper. That's the name for Cal Raleigh? That's what we're going with, Seattle?
I thought they were talking about me.
Do I have to apologize? What did I say?
Just
Not
don't
at
call
all.
him that.
They're calling him Big Dumper.
He's got a nice butt.
Yeah.
Power goatee.
Well, Sean Murphy.
All right, Gallo goes to the Dodgers. That's a fun one. So enjoy that. And then yesterday, the Astros made their moves, and I guess we'll stay in the AL. Trey Mancini, part of a 3-way trade with the Rays and the Orioles, and this is bizarre. I don't like this on any level. Astros get Mancini. They get Jaden Murray from the Rays. I'm not sure who that is. The Rays get Jose Siri, and as part of this, the Rays DFA'd Brett Phillips. The Orioles get Seth Johnson, a minor leaguer who's a big fan of John Boy Media. What up, Seth? And Chase with a Y in the middle, McDermott. Ugh. Weird transaction. Happy for Trey. Because I don't like the 3 of those teams hanging out. I compared it to like you're like walking around the hallways of your elementary school, and then you see like the smartest girl in the grade, the custodian, and the principal all talking, and you're like, that's sketchy. I don't like it.
Okay.
It's just like nothing good's going to come from that.
We kind of knew the Astros were going to do something. Offensive upgrade at first base. Even though they have Gurriel there, he just hasn't had a good year this year. So I think they'll probably go back and forth. Maybe they play Trey every day. I don't know how they're going to handle that situation. That's an interesting one to take note of. But I think getting him over there is great for their team. I think he's a guy that's not going to come into the clubhouse and disrupt any magic they have there. He'll fit right in because that's the kind of player he is. The Rays got Siri.
Yeah.
Ray's going Ray. They'll probably turn him into something really good. And then the Orioles, I think their hands were tied. I don't know. Like we talked about them not trading away Mancini and just kind of riding out. But once they traded Lopez, or was Lopez after that?
No, Lopez was after Mancini, and that's a bigger one. He's had a really good year. He's been their closer. It's a year and a half. It's this year and next year for Jorge Lopez out of the Orioles bullpen. And like after the game yesterday, Cedric Mullins was like, well, yeah, I get it, but we're in a wild card race and we just won again. And then after those quotes, then they trade they're like closer. So Bautista's just as nasty, but you want 2 guys back there, not just 1 guy. So I don't know. Orioles, you were a feel-good story. And then you like canceled your own parade, basically. People were buying tickets.
I'm torn on how to feel about this because I know if I was in the clubhouse how I would feel. I'm sure everyone kind of figures that. Yeah, these guys haven't been competitive for quite some time. You finally get to a year where you're like, you're close. You're not on par with some of the better teams in the league. But, dude, we always say it on this show, and everyone knows it in baseball. Get into the playoffs, and who knows what's going to happen. I think the Orioles front office the entire time knew what they were going to do, and they weren't going to let quote unquote, a feel good story get in the way of the window that they think they have. I think they have a game plan. And I say this all the time about front offices. Like, they have a broader view than year by year. Fans, players, sometimes we get really into one year in the front office. They just don't see the game that way. Very few do. I mean, oh shit.
Matt Boyd to the Mariners. Sandy Leon to the Twins.
Jimmy's Matt Boyd. Haven't heard his name in a while.
Hasn't pitched this year. Goes from the Giants to the Mariners.
Matt Boyd hasn't pitched this year?
In the Joel Sherman
I was going to ask you guys, how's he
read,
doing?
Hasn't pitched this year.
It's getting loose.
And who went to the Twins?
Wait, what?
You got it.
Matt Boyd had flexor tendon surgery and was rehabbing. Like, he's coming back soon.
What did they trade for him?
What a flyer.
Probably nothing.
Probably nothing.
He's a free agent after this year.
So nothing.
Take his salary.
That's bizarre.
And maybe you get some innings.
That's a little tough for Matt Boyd if he's like been with the same like trainers and doctors and rehabbing, and then has to. I don't know where he's in the process. That's weird. That's the first time
I would guess he's fairly close. There's not that much time left in the year.
But he hasn't even pitched in
but hasn't pitched
minor
in
leagues or anything. So that's odd.
Well, so he was a Tiger his whole career, goes over to San Francisco this year, never pitches a game for him, rehabs with him. Now he's headed to Seattle. It's interesting.
Matt Boyd Giant jerseys. Yeah, turkey math probably owed like $1.5 million, and the Mariners were willing to take that chance on him to get a couple innings out of him. So we'll see what goes on there. For the Orioles, yeah, as a fan, you absolutely have to hate it, whether you're Orioles or just a fan of baseball. You know, they were arguably the most fun story from this season as a team. And, yeah, they moved Trey after years of not moving Trey, and then something finally clicks, and they do it. Jorge Lopez, a guy who, you know, it looked like he was finding his way out of baseball. His story of becoming a reliever is really cool. He was like begging to become a reliever. He wanted to do that. He was kind of on the Trevor Plouffe relievers are cool diet. He told Brandon Hyde last year when he went to be in the bullpen, he's like, I will pitch every day. And he went to his office and he told him that every day. And now he's completely broken out. He's a stud closer, man. The stuff passes the eye test. He goes to Minnesota. Happy for them. Man, the Astros made a lot of moves. Really like their moves. Again, that Yankees-Astros arms race feels like it continues to go. Tampa, I think their secret sauce is starting to leak out again. Jose Siri, put him in the same exact bucket as Isaac Paredes. Talented young player who put up numbers in the minors, but it hasn't clicked on the major league level yet. I wouldn't be shocked if maybe they know what they can tap into, or maybe it's just what the numbers say that eventually it will click. He is so talented and fun to watch. I always thought he was going to get that center field job with the Astros. Just bad at the major league level this year. We know the Astros love defensive outfielders that can cover ground. Siri can at least do that, and I wouldn't be surprised if they can tap into his bat a little bit. Seth Johnson, the biggest prospect in that trade, goes to the Orioles. Just had Tommy John. I told you guys yesterday, he's a huge John Boy Media fan. I DM'd him. Said, hey, how you doing, fan? Like, congrats.
You said fan.
No, fam.
Oh.
Like Tommy.
You said fan just now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got caught on my lip.
Happens.
I've got a little bit of a lip sore.
Just making
thanks
sure
for
we're
bringing it
all
up.
on the same page.
He is doing well. He literally just had his Tommy John surgery. And the Orioles, he got it in Texas. The Orioles were in town, so he went to go see the Orioles play. And he's like, all right, I'm part of this org now.
He was just there like to take in a baseball game?
To get his surgery.
Oh.
So he had his surgery. He was in Dallas, I believe, where I think the Orioles are. And he was just like, okay, I'll go check out the Orioles. So, Trev, you're all over it, man. It's where GMs either make their bread or don't. You just kind of shot your foot for this season if you're the Orioles. Not that there was much belief in them chasing the wild
It's
card.
just a little
but it
bad
would've been
vibes.
fun.
It just sucks.
It's bad vibes. But, man, if Seth Johnson in 2 years becomes a real starting pitcher for them, that's when you get your payoff. We'll see. We'll see. It's got to suck for Orioles fans a little bit now. Remember when the Mariners traded Toro last year? Mariners fans probably liked when Toro had that game-winning hit against Houston the other day, but it's still going to sting at first. So,
and Mancini, he's DHing most of this year for the Orioles. Where is he? Where does he fit in the lineup? Is he going to play first base for Yuli, who's been there all year? And I think he's starting.
I think so.
Yuli's starting to hit of late. They're both righties. Mancini he's played 2 games in right field this season. Is he going to play more for Houston?
I'd suggest Baltimore has the massive left field this year, so he's ended out there for 22 innings, but you don't want Trey out there. Luckily in Houston, they have the Crawford boxes, so I think if they need him to play a little left field, he can do that. I think if you need him to play a little first base, he can do that, and he can DH. So
yeah.
he'll get his at-bats.
Yuli's been hot lately, so I'm interested to see how that all shakes out. The Astros also brought in Vazquez at catcher. Everyone's kind of been known they would be looking for a catcher. I think he fits the Astros perfectly well. I think he feels like a Yankee crusher, but the stats don't say he is. So, I mean, he's a guy. I would love Christian Vazquez if he was on my team, just from watching him play and how he goes about playing. So I'm a little jealous of that, but it's great because I get to fake hate him some more on a team that I don't like. So that's fun.
He had a walk-off homer in the playoffs last year, I believe.
Yeah.
He's just a pure backup for Maldonado. Is he gonna take some playing time away from him, you think?
I think he's gonna play a little bit. I think he's gonna play a little bit. I mean, a lot of catchers, or there's a lot of teams with catchers that basically play every other day. I think they'll probably do that for a little bit, and if Vazquez goes, I think he can earn
he be
that
hitting
time.
this year.
He has been hitting, man. He's a tough at bat, tough guy to strike out.
And I don't know what his clutch numbers are, but man, it felt like he always came through when there was a big spot.
That's an interesting storyline. What do they do? Maldonado, Vazquez, how they're going to split playing time there. The Trey thing, I think it'll work itself out. I think, he will dip into the outfield every once in a while, play first base every once in a while. Jordan's probably going to be a fixture at DH, I'd assume. With Brantley kind of like nowhere near returning. That's at least the last I've heard was he hadn't even swung a bat yet. So I think Trey might see himself out there in left field a little bit.
I'm interested to see how it all plays out for both.
I think we talk about the Twins now.
They also traded away Odorizzi.
Yes. And got Will Smith.
Will Smith, a straight swap. So let's wrap up the Astros. Odo's gone.
Okay.
He said some nice things about Dusty on his way out.
Obviously.
Well, they had a lot of tiffs, so he kind of cleared the air with some of them. I don't think he enjoyed the way they used him in Houston. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak for him, but it seemed like obviously there was some weird stuff. He's out. Will Smith is in. It's like just a straight swap from 2 contenders, kind of a trade you like to see.
We'll see what, if this changes anything, gives Will Smith a little kick in the butt, kind of like lost his high leverage role. I mean, they bring Jansen in, so gets booted from the closer role. Then he kind of lost his high leverage role during the season. He hasn't been pitching in a lot of the big games. Similar thing kind of happened last year. Like towards the end of the season, he was kind of struggling, but then he just went on a fucking postseason run. So maybe the Astros are like, hey, we can fix him. Maybe we can get on a run like that. It's depth for them. It's interesting. So they wanted to trade from their starting pitching depth. I didn't know it was going to be to acquire a struggling reliever. I don't know, man. Odorizzi has kind of been hot right now. It almost seems like for the Braves, you kind of like won that trade a little bit.
You're going for the innings from Odorizzi and hoping his recent turn continues. And if you're the Astros, you're playing for something bigger. Will Smith last postseason, 11 appearances, no earned runs. He was
nasty. There's something to be said about that, dude. Like, there's something to be said about a guy who recently just went into the postseason and did his damn thing. I mean, he was the final out, right?
I think so.
Against the Astros, yeah.
I mean,
that's odd.
That dude's pitched in some big games at this point. That, I think the Braves, they like their bullpen. I think they need more innings, and you can bring in Odorizzi for that. I'm trying to get to the money part of it. Actually,
$8 million, $13 million.
The Braves save some money by bringing in Odorizzi. So the Astros are playing for a World Series. Will Smith is a guy that his playoff resume is disgusting, even as recent as last year. 20 career games, a 1.47 ERA, a perfect postseason last year. That's what they're playing for. And the Braves like their other guys in the back end right now.
Let's go to your Twins, Trev.
They addressed what they wanted to address. I mean, they went and got, I guess you could say he's probably like the third best pitcher, starting pitcher available, maybe fourth if you include Rodon there. He's under contract again next year, so it's not just a pure rental. That was something they kept saying they didn't want to go get rentals, which I think is dumb because Carlos Correa is a rental, so you already did that. So it doesn't really make sense. I like Mahle. I like Lopez, getting a guy for the back end of your bullpen. They're addressing needs, man. If I'm thinking about their playoff rotation, you got Sonny Gray, Joe Ryan, and Mahle. I don't know if that sounds like a squad that's – I mean, they got to really come out here and prove everybody wrong. That's not a squad that you send out and, they're going to fucking dominate. But they could.
They're also almost destined for the wild card series, which is going to be 3 games in a row at home. But if you win that and win the first 2, you're going to have to tap into your 4th starter. Definitely. Where other teams, the Yankees and the Astros might not need to do that. So with the new format really tests your starting pitching depth.
Yes.
Much differently.
I mean, look, people are pretty happy on Twins Twitter. I don't know what else they can expect there. Sandy Leon went over also from the Guardians, so he's going to be kind of like the backup catcher there. I don't know if there's any other moves coming. That sounds like probably it for the Twins, and I would grade it out as a B. Like, they address needs. I don't think this is them going all in per se, but they have. They played well, man. No denying it. They've been in this position before, James.
Was it last year?
Regular season squad.
I mean, their bullpen obviously. How much does Jorge Lopez fix it by pushing everyone else down?
I love Jorge Lopez. I got yelled at by a couple Twins fans on the interstate because I said this is the best reliever the Twins have had in a long time. And they came back with, you haven't seen Duran this year. I have seen Duran this year. He's awesome. I saw him at spring training, and that guy jumped off the map. What Jorge Lopez is doing right now is better than the kid. I think the kid has more potential as the years go on. What Jorge Lopez is doing right now is disgusting. He is locked in and dialed. I love the pairing of him and Duran now. I mean, those are guys, if they have a lead, if you get the Twins into the 7th inning with a lead, those guys can bring you home. So I love that for the Twins. You have a winning formula on the back end, and I don't think they've had that for any of these recent playoff teams. Not to be knocks at the other relievers. I know a lot of guys have had nice regular seasons. Just from the fear standpoint, what Duran can do, pump a little 102 at you and then throw that pitch that just dives out of hell. And Jorge Lopez, man, he's been lights out. So I love that for the Twins. Their lineup was going to be their lineup. We've said it from the beginning of the year. Looks good. Gio Urshela started to go late. Nice little walk-off. And he could be your 9-hole guy. This lineup has it. It's where does the starting pitcher get you? And I like the Mahle. What? Clip it.
You know why they don't like Lopez that much?
Why's that?
Because he's got 2 blown losses to the Twins.
Bringing the price down.
That's
just
0.1 inning pitched, 4 earned runs, 6 hits against the Twins this year for Lopez. So that's it's a little inside trading.
So if you take that out of his ERA, his year's even crazier. He doesn't have to face them anymore.
Yeah.
If you put Syndergaard or Rodon on the Twins team, that make a move for you guys at all?
Rodon would be the Twins' one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, yes.
He would be.
Yeah, Rodon would be big.
So, I mean, I'm talking, does it make a move for you guys? Does this make them scary? I think Syndergaard is like a Twins move. He seems such like a Twins move. Rodon does not seem like a Twins move, but they've made some moves this year that aren't necessarily Twins moves, like go out and get a Carlos Correa. So, if they're not done, they add one of those guys, then I could...
They said they don't want rentals.
Just added one of the best pitchers, but
if they don't want rentals, Lopez has years.
Mahle has a year
Mahle
and a half.
has a year and a half.
It just doesn't make sense for them to say that.
Yeah, I agree.
If I'm them, I'm like, we're open to any and all.
We need outs.
Yeah. All right, we're next. Red Sox had a weird trade deadline. They got rid of Vazquez. We talked about that. Then they brought in Tommy Pham, and then they brought in Hosmer.
Reese McGuire behind the plate.
I can't. You don't ask me any questions about this. I don't know, bro. Should I text my buddy Will Mitterbrook, say, what's your take on the Red Sox trade deadline? Because I don't fucking know, bro.
You obviously should.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, Hosmer's for 3 years.
Are they eating his salary?
I think Padres are eating
Most of
it.
it,
year?
not like all.
And
He's got
then
13. So the next 3 years, 13 mil. Goes way down.
I think the latest passing report was that he's owed $44 million over the next 3.5 years, and
He's got 3 years. The next 3 years after this are 13, 13, and 13.
I think the Padres are
So with
pretty
the rest
much
of this year, 44.
pretty much willing. Yeah, they're pretty much willing to eat most of it. We don't know what most of it is yet, but that's what we've heard.
It looks like Boston also got 2 minor leaguers I don't know anything about, or if they're where they are on prospect lists or anything, but they also gave them one, so I don't know.
They're doing the no-risk shakeup. They got rid of Vazquez, so they brought in Reese McGuire to catch some innings. They brought in Tommy Pham, talk about a fiery guy. Guy has a history of getting on base, could probably play left field pretty well at Fenway, doesn't have to cover as much ground there, still can move a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, they're trying to shake the tree. First base has been a problem for them all year. You can plop Hosmer there for half a season, and if he looks a little better, if he could start slapping the ball off the monster, they're trying to shake things a little bit. The Orioles should be less pestilential the rest of the way.
less what?
Pestilential.
What's
Less
that
of a
word?
pest.
Less of a pest.
Pestilential?
Well,
You'll get there.
pestilence
Is that a real word, or you?
Pestilence is. I don't know if pestilential is. I
believe
believe
is.
it.
Yeah,
It's a good word.
thank you.
I believe it if it is.
So this is what I thought they would do. I thought they would shake the tree, and if something happens, good. If nothing happens, fine. We'll see. I mean, we got a little over 45 minutes left to see if they move a JD or Evaldi or anyone else. But the signs look like the Orioles decided to sell. We didn't know about them. The Giants look like they're selling. It looks like the Red Sox are just shaking the salad.
Trevor Rosenthal to the Brewers.
Here you go, Trev.
Just looking at this one, I was going to say more of a triceratops than a passing button move here. He hasn't pitched since 2020, right?
He's got good hair.
Got a good name, strong first name. Actually, it's not. Such a weak first name that I have. It's unbelievable. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Flyer. It's a flyer. Has he looked good in bullpen sessions?
I haven't been watching. I gotta
Sound
be
off,
honest.
chat. Has the guy looked good in his bullpen sessions? We don't know.
Don't know.
That's not the move I've been hoping for, David Stearns.
You want to do the Brewers now?
Sure.
Any other AL boxes we have to check out for? We've gone AL. I don't think so, really, right?
AL.
White Sox have been quiet.
Did the Twins.
Mariners
did the
already did
Orioles.
their big
Oh my
move.
god! If you go to I was at MLB Trade Rumors, or maybe it wasn't there. Maybe it was just Reddit, and I was reading all the trade updates. Just kind of reading them, clicking in the comments, getting people's opinions, and then in the middle of it is White Sox manager Tony La Russa seemingly falls asleep during game.
Yeah.
That's the White Sox news
Yeah.
on the internet right now.
45 minutes for that Solano trade to break.
Amidst all the trade deadline stuff, that's the one White Sox column. I don't really think he just looks like he's closing his eyes. It's like a 5-second clip.
Old and sleepy.
Like I can do it right
they're
now.
heavy,
Watch this.
bro. That
Watch
looks
this.
like his
they
eyes
are
weigh
heavy.
1,000
They're heavy.
pounds.
Here. And you guys can clip this and you can say Jimmy fell asleep on talking base off.
Yeah, if you were doing that in
I'd
the
say
first inning of a
Jimmy.
Major League Baseball game, I'd be mad at you,
I'd
dude.
give you a little
Like,
shit.
What if he has something in his eye? Context, crunched up.
Then we all apologize to Tony, I guess.
White
But
Sox haven't
fine.
made any moves.
They got Jake Beekman.
People clapping outside.
People are clapping.
Yeah, Miguel Sano on the 60-day.
Oh.
Is that why people are
Yeah.
clapping out there?
Probably not. Just I saw that tweet. The Twins fans I follow say, "Oh, he's done, huh?"
He can be back September 13th.
You want to hear Will Middlebrook's Red Sox take? I'm going to ask him, can I share this on the air? He's on the show.
That's good.
Yeah, you should ask him
Yeah.
first that.
Jim, you
Courtesy.
tell people you're old.
Yeah.
Tony La Russa is 77.
Yeah.
You know how tired he is?
So tired.
Like,
guys.
Sometimes people don't sleep at that age.
He's lived more than double your life.
Come on.
It's true.
Gotta rub it in.
Will
It's
Middlebrooks
tired.
gave me the okay to share his response
Oh,
on air.
boy.
Everybody go follow Will Middlebrooks on all the socials.
At
Good
Trevor
guy.
Kloof.
Mid.
That's his handle.
His name is
Love
Middlebrooks.
him.
You can just call him Mid.
Oh,
Willie
that's
Mid-
messed up.
Willie
He's
Mids.
not.
It could be a nickname that he has, Willie Mids.
He's actually a stud, and he's a big boy.
It took on a different meaning recently.
Here we go. I said, what's your take on these Boston deadline moves? My honest opinion is that Bloom knows they're... I haven't read this yet, so I'm reacting to.
Wow, okay.
My honest opinion is that Bloom knows they aren't healthy enough to be a World Series contender, but with some pieces in place, they can still be competitive. Hosmer's an upgrade. Pham adds outfield depth and helps add someone better than JBJ offensively. It's a soft buy. Jake knows all about that. I honestly think they believe they'll get Vazquez back in the winter on a 2-year deal. So it's retooling, I guess he's trying to call it. Not a buy, not a sell.
I mean, yeah,
Retool.
this is what it's like when you have a big fan base, you try to do this shit to appease them. We saw the Yankees do this in 2016 when they traded Aroldis Chapman, but then went and got Tyler Clippard. And they were like, we still got a guy. And it was like, well, I don't know.
Is the Tommy Pham
You
part of it
almost-
literally just they need someone to play outfield?
He would currently, right now on Fangraphs, he would currently be their left fielder. Man.
Put yourself in a GM's perspective. I mean, you know there are times where you do have to pump the brakes. It's not all gas, no brakes if you're a GM. Right? Like, I mean, there are times where you really have to look in the mirror and say, can we really do it this year, guys? Like, you know, I think that is a thing that happens quite frequently in this game. And if I'm looking in the mirror saying, like, I don't know if it's going to be this year, guys. Some pretty good teams in front of us. We don't really have the starters to go toe-to-toe with these dudes. We got some free agents at the end of the season, some more pressing issues. I guess this is the way to address that. Like, you're not selling, but you ain't buying.
Yeah.
I guess my question is, you just got to hang on to JD at this point and do the qualifying offer. You can, if you trade him, then it's a sell.
I mean, I wonder if Evaldi, people are calling up about Evaldi because you're talking about not that many starting pitchers on the market that can like kind of change your. I like Evaldi in the playoffs a lot. I've said that. You know, I don't really care what he's up to lately. Like because you can turn him into a 2-inning guy. You can turn him whatever. I would trade Evaldi.
I don't like that they traded Vazquez. I think if you're going to do that, you should have kept him. He's kind of the heart and soul of that team. Bogarts just had a quote came out that was like, that's the only part that's kind of fucked. Like, if you're going to do this retool, you should have kept him around because the value of the prospects you brought back is not what that dude brings to the Red Sox every
Especially if
day.
you're trying to re-sign him.
And by the way, if Devers comes back, which he should pretty soon, I know our guy Story just had a setback, I think, and not sure what's going on with Kike. Man, that lineup on paper can look really nice. It's just the other stuff. So,
You know, at least they send Vazquez to the Astros. Like, that's nice. If you're not going to be in it, hey, bro, go get you another World Series ring. Like,
Did you hear that he was part of the meeting with the pitchers of how they're going to pitch to the Astros and then got traded afterwards and then was on the Astros?
oops.
it's kind of funny. This is a good point that he brings up. I guess Hosmer and Tristan Casas, who was one of their top prospects, same high school. We all know Hos is like a leader. Leadership was a quality that many people talk about with Hosmer, so maybe it's like a mentor role.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Let's go to the NL. Wrapping up the Soto trade because Hosmer said no. Voit gets included in the package. Ultimate bummer for Luke Voit. Just a
It's
wild,
honestly fucked up.
just a wild turn of events that he is not there. I don't think he had been playing incredibly well. I think he's had limited time with some injuries, but the fan base started to like him. But yeah, that just stinks, man. It's part of the Cardinals. He was on the Cardinals, and on the Yankees, they were good, and then he was on the Padres, and they're doing all this stuff, and now he's on the Nationals. In the middle of this.
You look at the trade on your Twitter or wherever Luke Voit is looking at trades. I don't know if he's got Twitter. Does he?
I think he's out there.
But you're seeing that, hey, I'm not in this thing. And we just got Juan Soto. Let's go, baby. Like, World Series or bust. And then as the day goes by, half an hour goes. Some things are awry. Another half an hour goes. Oh, Haas is going to deny this. And then all of a sudden, you're the piece going to Washington. And I guess you could look at it one of two ways. Fuck. Or, hey, I'm going to get to play a lot and get a chance to really up my value.
Or, yeah, because he's got 2 years left after this year. So then finish out hot, start next year strong, and hope the Nats trade you when someone needs you for a rental in another year. But that's just a bummer.
Voigt's stat page would surprise you, man. 838 career OPS, like 433 games. The dude can hit. So you're right. I mean, it's probably got to be a tough couple minutes because you think you're chasing a ring and you're about to be batting like 5th or 6th behind like a new age murderer's row. He's going to Washington. That's got to be a little tough. But yeah, maybe he gets the run he's been waiting for. You finish with a nice second half. I think in ARB, you're looking at an 8-9 million guy next year. So does he
get non-tendered?
Does he kind of finally not get non-tendered, but if he does good at the end of this year, can he finally kind of get to the home he's been looking for and kind of be the Brewers DH he's been supposed to be?
They can non-tender him because they don't want to pay him $8 million, and then that would open him up to go to another team.
Yeah, sure could. If he plays well, I think they'd pick that up and then try to trade him, but because I still think there's value in a 1-year, $8 million deal, but yeah.
Unless you're trying to sell the team, you want low payroll, whatever their goal is. I don't know.
Sure.
So does that also open up DH for Tatis and not mess up like the Tatis-Kim situation for a little bit if he just wants to ease in or just flexibility? I think
they're going to have to do that at the start. You're not just going to throw him out there
every day
defensively every day, even though I don't know, like you could. I'm always so weary of that. Like why not let your, was he 23?
Yeah.
Let your 23-year-old go play ball, man. Like, if you're worried about defense, then okay. But if you're worried about, like, injury again, then I don't know, man. You're going to be worried his entire career. You can't – I don't believe in that. I don't believe in – what do they call it? Like, playing with kitty gloves or I don't know. That didn't make sense. Why can't I ever figure out what to say? I do this for a living. I don't know. I just let him go out there and play, dude. If you're not worried about him getting hurt, then he needs to go play defense.
I think the Drury trade that happens after that, congrats to Brandon Drury, kind of breakout
about
year.
That one, yeah.
Mashing, but they have now given themselves some flexibility. Brandon Drury has played third base and second base this year. Last year with the Mets, he played left field, right field. He's played some first base this year as well. Drury has some flexibility. Cronenworth has flexibility. Kim has flexibility. So you can feel out the Tatis situation. And maybe rotate some guys through that DH role. I know I've heard people talk about Josh Bell's defense at first base, and they say it's not necessarily elite. What does that look like? And can maybe they eventually get him in the DH role more? They've given themselves options, and right now, if Brandon Drury can continue doing what he's doing offensively, right now they've got a 1-6 that's pretty nice. When that Tatis guy comes back, you got a 1-7 that's pretty nice. And man, if Trent Grisham, who was having a little bit of a mid-year, if he can look a little more like Trent Grisham from previous years, I mean, that Padres lineup is the real deal.
Padres, man, it's a lot of moves. Like, to just get him on the fringes, too,
yeah,
is pretty fun. We're 36 minutes away from the deadline, and this Cubs news is kind of fascinating. Now reporters are coming out, and not like anyone I trust, because it all seems like hearsay anyway, that the Cubs overplayed their hand. They asked for too much. Everyone called their bluff on Contreras, maybe Happ as well. Maybe they were, waiting on the Soto deal, like, and Padres held him up in case the Padres didn't get Soto. Maybe they were pivoting to the Cubs for stuff. I don't know, but then there's another report saying the Cubs are going to keep Contreras because they want to sign him to a long-term deal, which definitely seems like they're trying to save face if they fucked up.
The tender qualifying offer. That's a big factor here, too.
Yeah, I feel like if they don't trade him, it's because they botched it, not because they decided not to trade him. We just saw Casali go. We've seen Vazquez go. We've seen catchers go. Like, there's no way those teams didn't first go to the Cubs and ask what they wanted for him.
Yeah, but those aren't teams looking for a guy like Willson Contreras, looking for backups more than anything. Maybe the Houston situation is a little different. I wanted Willson Contreras to go to Houston. Everyone kind of shot me down because of Maldonado's rapport with the pitching staff. How do you overplay your hand? That's what I want to know. Like, if you ask for too much, can't the other team just be like, no, like, here's what we have to offer you? Like, what? I don't understand this overplaying your hand so you're just out of it. I don't know. Like I said, no too many times to too many teams, and then just no one's returning their phone call? Is that what's going on?
Their asking price just might be high, and they don't want to come down from it. I don't know.
Everyone answers Jeff Passan's phone call.
Yeah.
Is Johnny on the spot today?
Man, I think there's a couple things going on right there. The Mets, who I think from the start of the year have been the Contreras landing spot. The whole thing with Contreras is how much is he going to be able to catch for your team? We had that whole conversation on Old Talking Baseball. Some people question the game calling, and we said, don't teams kind of control that nowadays? Anyways, the Mets went out. So if Contreras was going to be your catcher DH guy, the Mets went out and they got themselves a big boy platoon. They got Big Vogie, who's got a 916 OPS against right-handed pitching this year, and they got Big Darren Ruff, who mauls lefties. So instead of giving whatever the price the Cubs were asking for Willson Contreras, they got out and they got these platoon meat sacks for Buck to go manage. And I kind of love that move for them. Mets thought I was jostling their boat a little bit. I said, that's not a phrase either, Mets fans. And
You're just J and their B.
I do think there is a chance the Cubs have overplayed their hand because think about it. Astros, you talked about their catching position. Trev, I talked about the Mariners. They gave me a little guff. Now look what happened. Curt Casali season. I don't know who else is looking for a catcher. And then if you don't have Willson Contreras as a potential catching option, then he's a DH-only guy, which a DH-only rental teams aren't going to pay for. So I don't know. Although I just did hear some clapping in the office.
We should let them know there's no clapping allowed unless for a trade.
BBD, go tell them no clapping allowed unless it's for a trade.
Because if that's just
say
like
it's Stern.
If that's just a Bino.
Let's talk Phillies.
Brett Phillips to the Orioles.
They're clapping because Brett Phillips is to the Orioles.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Mid.
What?
Your Phillies.
Bill Hader, not a Brett Phillips fan. Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. Air that out. Live. Trev, what were you saying about your Phils?
I love Brett Phillips and the Phillies. I think they made some decent upgrades. I think they're still in pursuit of a starter, but I've been clamoring for Dave Robertson to go to a real contender.
Can I give some quick updates?
Yes.
As like a lot of reporters just did their 30 minutes on the clock. Passan said that he thinks Rodon gets moved before the deadline still. And Feinstein, who I trust Feinstein, he's tweeting that the Marlins really are trying to move Pablo Lopez. It's a huge thing. The Dodgers were in pursuit, but they're not anymore. But at least two teams are trying to land the righty next 35 minutes. If Glaber's being talked about in circles, which we've heard from like 3 different ways, that it's like he's a part of this, that would be something. Those two teams trade a lot. There's a lot of connections. That would
be Cashman.
Yeah, that would be something. But I don't. Pablo Lopez is a big thing. So we got 30 minutes left. There's still a lot to go. We think.
Back to the Phils.
Back to the Phillies, who are in on. They're in on Syndergaard as well, who's available. But they got D-Rob.
He's got to go.
He's got to go. There's a rental on the Astros. They got
D-Rob. They got a center fielder, presumably for the next 6 years.
That's a wild
huge
trade. Brandon Marsh, who has like 5 years of control after this, for Logan O'Hoppe, who is good friends with our friend Nikki Cass. grew up a Yankee fan, is a catching prospect for the Phillies.
How do you pronounce the E?
Hoppy.
Oh, Hoppy.
Oh, Hoppy. Oh, Happy.
That sounds like you're baiting James into that.
That's what the pronunciation says, and that's what I thought it was. Oh, Hoppy.
Well, when this broke, Phillies fans weren't that ecstatic because he's like a kind of a big value piece they have for him to get him for Brandon Marsh, who hasn't hit well at the level. Also, Brandon Marsh, I think, we were supposed to do something with him. But they need defense in the outfield. I mean, this is weird.
He's played all three outfield positions this year. Most of the games in left field, I guess, because you got a guy named Trout playing center, right? 19 games in center field, only 2 in right field. But the Phillies are saying he's going to be their center fielder, which they have, needed a guy to put out there and just say, you're our center fielder for quite some time. So that's good. I mean, I like it. I like the years of control. He's cheap, obviously. That's good for your franchise who is still in need of a legit starting pitcher at the deadline. I think they got to make that move. If they don't make that move and the only moves they bring in are D-Rob and Brandon Marsh, that's not very Dave Dombrowski-like, right? Like, this guy's still got to get a splash with Syndergaard or Rodon.
Yeah, I do think that the Phillies, in order to call this good, I mean, I like the D-Rob. He's been a really good reliever. I mean, his time with them was short because he got hurt. I like that move. The Marsh move, I guess, is good. Maybe you could have got more for Hoppy. But, I mean, he's a catcher who's raking right now. Those usually get moved and traded, even if, in AAA. They need a starting pitcher. They need to get one of these guys if these guys are going, because the rest of the NL is all improving.
Marsh grades out really well defensively. Elite speed. So, we know the Phillies have been looking for that at least. Offensively, the numbers have been tough this year. You rarely see the young player traded for young player because GMs don't want the egg on their face. The last most famous one was Jazz Chisholm for Zach Gallen, which is kind of worked out both ways. So I don't know. It's funny. These guys are going to be linked together for a little bit. Marsh hasn't fully hit at the major league level. He's racking up some WAR this year, basically straight from defense. So, maybe the Phillies think there's something they can tap into there.
No, he's a good player, and he's got the Jason Worth look going. I think that means something in Philadelphia. He's grimy.
Oh, he's Philly hot.
Yeah, that's hot boy Philly right there.
Like if
they're gonna like.
If Syndergaard gets traded there and he takes a little Marsh, he's the hottest guy to ever be in Philadelphia.
I'd like to see what that hair looks like in freezing cold playoff weather.
It's like a fur coat for your face.
Yeah, it probably looks like Jon Snow at that point. Wow.
Nice, James. Nice right there.
Yeah, I do sci-fi. I'm pretty cool.
Jon Snow, does he have a big beard? I don't think he does.
Well, with the coat on. Coat becomes his beard.
The coat's the beard, Trev.
I like it, James. That's what I'm talking about.
Thanks. Appreciate you. The Braves locked up young, thick Austin Riley for 10 years, $212 million. Hometown kid says, sure, I'll take it.
I got some takes on that. You want to hear them?
That the Braves, I think, have a persuasionist on staff. I think they have a mystic of sorts. I've been watching Dark Winds. There's some powers. They might be hypnotizing these kids. You will not make more than this on the open market. You will not make more than this.
I think it's a good deal for him. I think he likes playing there. He's got the ring. It gets him settled in. There's a lot to be said about knowing where you're going to be and building a fucking home somewhere.
Especially it's his home. It's his home.
It means something. Yeah. That's not no small chunk of change either. Once you get $200 million, you're pretty good. I think what it does for them, it enters them. I said this on Baseball Today, so bear with me, peeps. It brings them into that Astros open air concept, no windows. When's the next time the Braves aren't going to be competitive with that young core that they have all locked up? They have done such a good job developing their own talent. It affords them the ability to do stuff like this. You have a center fielder there that you just brought up who's making league minimum for the next 3 years, and maybe you'll lock him up to a cheap deal. Michael Harris. Mm-hmm. You already did that to Acuna, that contract right there allows them to do so much more. And that's kind of why teams take these chances, because if they do hit, now you're in this position where you're the Braves, where like we're talking about like the Braves in the 90s, where they were just going to be there every single year.
It is smart. But, I think a lot of these players can get more, and
you can or you can't. I mean, look at Michael Conforto's recent free agency. That was a guy that probably in his Mets peak could have, if he took something for $125 million, we would have been like, well, did he short himself? And now look where he's at. So you're eliminating the risk. If Austin Riley continued to be a top 10 MVP candidate every year for the next 3-4 years and he hits free agency, yeah, he probably could have broke the bank more. But, man, he's got $200+ million coming his way no matter what. You have a bad injury, anything happens to you. You start struggling with split changeups. I don't know. You are locked up. And if he just continues to be Austin Riley, it's a great deal for the Braves. So I love it. I mean, that's a real number. It's not that Acuna number. I mean, that shit.
What was that one?
Fishy.
8 for 100.
My son's listening. Don't swear.
Don't care. He's going to learn all these words. Shit's not a bad word in your house. You can't trick me. I'm the gingerbread man.
You don't
Is shit a bad word? We need to rethink this. Goodness. It gets to a point when you're a player like, Austin Riley, where he did struggle the first 2 years. I don't know what struggle. He's young. He didn't do what he's doing now.
They put him in a spring training competition.
It's like, hey, man, I've done it now. Let me fucking cash in. Like, that's a good feeling. It's not like if he doesn't do this, yeah, he's going to get like a nice ARB ruling, but, you still have to do it year after year after year. And if you have a bad year at the wrong time, you cost yourself so much. So, like, him taking this is a fucking no-brainer, dude.
I mean,
a no-brainer.
The Acuna and Albies extensions combined are almost $100 million less than what Youngthik got. So,
those are real bad deals. Triceratops. Okay.
Yankees talking to the Marlins about Pablo Lopez would be prospects if it happens.
Who reported that? Someone listening to the show?
John Heyman.
Yeah, listener.
Known listener.
Ooh,
dude, can I tell you the difference between me and John Heyman? Nothing. He just tweets it, and you think that it's not just his thought. He saw the other Mark Feinsand tweet and was like, ooh, maybe the Yanks are in on him. And then he tweeted that out.
Tweet from Joe's
so
McFly.
Confirmed Heyman is not connected.
Tweet from Joe's McFly, bro.
He's got a connection. Should we bring him in here? Should we break it?
Joe's might be too hype right now.
Bill Hughes wants credit for the Juan Soto trade. He says he did it first.
He did.
Problem is, Phil, you left yourself outs. You can't do that. You don't get credit if you leave yourself outs.
Yeah.
Prospects.
22 minutes, people. 22. And then your team is set.
What NL boxes do we need to check off here?
All right,
Mets,
hold on one second. Hold on.
We fully do the Mets. You kind of did with Ruff
and Vogie.
JD Davis was the piece going. That kind of surprised me a little bit. The Cardinals got Jose Quintana and Chris Stratton. I don't know. Cardinals fans, let me know if my needle should be moving there. It's not. It's not. Is that doing anything for you guys in the Cards front?
I like Quintana just because we stumbled into that the other day. They needed an innings eater. I said Quintana or Merrill Kelly.
He hasn't 8 innings.
Merrill Kelly, by the way, he's eating innings. Merrill Kelly just won pitcher of the month.
Merrill Kelly seems like an eater to me.
Hot.
Quintana, I was reading up on this, okay, because I like the Cards. I want to see my boy Jack Flaherty do well. He's been a guy the Pirates have really sheltered from the third time around. So he's been a 5-inning guy. Is that eating innings? Is that the new definition of eating innings?
Yes.
It didn't used to mean that.
Yeah, I don't think you could say any innings, but you can get starts.
He's thrown 100 innings this year. He's on pace for what? $150? I mean, those are innings.
Well, I thought Trev said it was five.
Yeah. those are big innings. If you can get a guy that can give you 5 every 5th day, that's huge.
And maybe he moves to a long reliever role once they get guys back. If Flaherty comes back and looks good, you can have Quintana like, hey man, starter gets banged up in one of the playoff games. You got to have someone stretched out.
I guess
then he eats those innings.
Did they need a guy? Because that was a thing. Quintana, they didn't. So Quintana for me, it was like if you were a team needing pitching, he wasn't gonna satisfy anything. He was gonna be like the guy that maybe goes to a 6-man and then you get the other guy. But if they didn't need a top class guy and that's his role, then I like that. But that still doesn't move the needle for playoff Cardinals then.
I don't know. No. Here's my biggest disappointment so far, the trade deadline. God, I'm not going to get Cardinals a little bit because I thought they were really in on Soto. Fine. Brewers and White Sox. My 2 teams I picked to be in the freaking World Series. Kenny Williams and Davis Stearns, you have let me down so far.
That was a funny tweet, Trev.
They let me down.
Hey, a little bit of time left. Man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that Central's got to be circled right now. The Cardinals were supposedly the leader in the clubhouse because of their major league talent for Soto. Padres were neck and neck with them the whole time, but they don't get Juan Soto. We talked about them being we heard another scream in the office, which is no, that was a bean. Jesus. The Brewers, like you said, they essentially downgraded from Josh Hader so far, and we think they might do something, but they have not, and we are up against it. The Cubs, we just kind of
left. Yeah, Hap.
We just kind of like mocked the Cubs. Reporters were basically mocking the Cubs, saying they overplayed their hand. I know sometimes we're coastal elitists, but right now it's not looking good.
No, it's not looking good. We didn't really talk about the Blue Jays either. They are supposedly in on Rodon and Thor. They need to get one of those guys. I like their top 3 pitchers. Gossman, Manoah, and Barrios? No, Stripling? Who's there?
Well, they added to the bullpen. They added the 2 Marlins.
They added Bass and Pop.
Bass has been awesome this year. Pop.
Bass,
People
Pop.
like.
2 fun sounds.
Fun names.
Yeah.
What have the Dodgers done again? They got
Joey Gallo.
Traded Jake Lamb to the Mariners to make room
all-star Joey Gallo.
So Joey Gallo's the only move so far? Is that there was somebody else, I thought. Wasn't there a reliever? No.
They traded for Chris Martin a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They got Chris Martin, Joey Gallo, who, I'm so happy for him to get out of New York. I know you guys are happy to get rid of him.
He's going to
mutual, guys.
He's going to another, high-pressure organization with a lot of...
Yeah, but, dude, it's not the same in L.A. You know it's not. He's not going to be hounded and booed. He's just not, because that's just not the way LA fans are. You can call them whatever you want to call them. It just doesn't happen here. It's a different atmosphere in LA. And there's a ton of superstars that they talk about. They care about them more than talking about the failure of a Joey Gallo. That's just the truth, dude. I think it's going to be a lot less pressure on him out here.
I also don't think the pressure was I think it's being played up for trade value. I think he has one swing and pitchers pitch to it. But the Yankees got a prospect for him who's now the 10th in their organization, which is odd.
As good as you could have dreamt for the Yankees.
See what you got, JoJo.
I don't know how he fits in on the Dodgers.
Fangraphs currently has him slotted
depth.
as he'd be their current left fielder. They have
Chris
him
Taylor's still out, right?
Chris Taylor's still
on his
out.
way back, rehab starting.
So
I thought.
Hey,
I think so. On the way, I guess in insurance.
Is there anything else we missed?
Who's left? We have Syndergaard, Rodon, Hap, and Contreras. Those are the big names that are left, right?
Yeah, but Hap doesn't have to be traded because he has a year left. It would be odd.
Lopez rumors.
None of these guys have to be. Rodon is the rental. Syndergaard's a rental. Contreras rental. Those 3 guys.
I think those are the 3 rentals left.
Also, all qualifying offer candidates. So, or did Syndergaard get offered a qualifying offer?
I think he was offered and declined, but took essentially the same number.
So he
from
can't
the
get one.
Angels.
He's not. That will not be attached.
So the Angels have
Right.
to trade Syndergaard.
Yeah,
did
because
it-
then
or was it-
he got paid 1 for 22 or whatever, and we were like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 21, I think.
So if they don't trade Syndergaard, it's an all-time fuck up by the Angels because they can't even offer him that. Let's Angels fans sound off in the chat, please. If we're not right, I think we are right though.
Let's see. I mean, Jock Peterson, can he get involved? He's on the concussion IL, but you know his postseason experience speaks. There's a couple other guys on the Marlins. A Wendell.
We got it.
or
We got somebody
Cooper.
else going. I'm reading the chat. Fulmer to the Twins.
He was a guy that was supposed
oh,
to go.
I'm seeing a Talking Baseball tweet about it, and
Yeah?
John Heyman just tweeted it.
All right.
Fulmer to the Twins. All right, beefing
Fulmer
up
to
the
the Twins.
bullpen.
Fulmer and Voit finally traded. Tigers finally cashing in. Oh, no.
Fulmer was going to be the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been good out of the bullpen.
Yeah, he has.
So the
Last
Twins
2
now,
seasons.
I like that for the Twins too, because now they got adding 2 relievers. I mean, can do wonders by knocking everyone down a little bit, spreading out the usage a little bit. So that's a good move.
Okay, Twins. They know I'm coming to watch their game in LA. They don't want to disappoint me.
I mean, the first Twins playoff win in how many years? Mahle to who they just trade for?
Fulmer to
Fulmer.
Lopez.
Mahle.
Homegrown talent, baby.
Mahle to
Just like we like.
Fulmer to Duran to Lopez. Twins, you just won your first playoff game. in
Twins
years.
sent Sawyer Gibson Long to Detroit.
I liked how he played.
Sawyer Gibson Long.
Gibson, Gipson hyphen Long.
Oh,
Choose role model, Trev.
Gibson Long.
I used to know all the Twins minor leaguers. I've kind of graduated from that time. They're all kind of at the big league level now. So I don't know much about them. I like what the Twins are doing. I mean, I'm great. My grade is now a B+ for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Trent Grisham just homered.
Ooh.
Trent Grisham homer.
Okay.
Padres 1 through 9 hot. We know Jake Lamb went to the Mariners. We mentioned that because people keep telling us that
Yeah.
he went to the Mariners.
Who else is a free agent? I don't know.
We're waiting
5:47.
13 minutes.
Will
don't-
Harris, is he pitching? I'm just looking at guys that are up on the Nationals, losing teams.
Thor is the next guy that has to go.
Yeah, he has to. Philly, come on.
Will Harris has
Susan Slusser, who writes for the Giants now, awesome, by the way. She's gone back and forth. Like, yeah, they're not going to trade him. Yeah, they are going to trade him. I think it's been up in the air, but it's more like here's our asking price. If you don't want to meet it, we'll just get the qualifying offer.
I have a question for you, Trev.
Andrew Chafin, we haven't mentioned him. He could be on the go.
If they're shopping Rodon, the Giants, and they traded Casali, there's 10 minutes left, 12 minutes left. If Rodon goes, well, then Jock has to go. And
Is Jock on a 1-year deal there?
yeah, he's a free agent, 1-year deal. So, wonder if they're trying to make a team like take both.
Ooh, Triceratops.
I think you were the sound clip there. I think you're
No,
good.
do the sound
Could
bite.
we, could we make the new Triceratops Trev going, ooh, Triceratops is way more
Philly is
haunting.
close to getting Syndergaard per Kenny, I believe.
Yeah, also
Yeah, there
me.
was
I said that.
There was a little bit earlier where it said down to 2. I almost Triceratops earlier, but we were in the middle of a good conversation. But yeah, they said down to them and the Jays. Sounds like.
No. This is a new one.
Yeah.
This
Philly's
is a new
close
one.
on Syndergaard. Source tells The Athletic. That's coming
Yeah,
from Kenny R.
I love it.
I do see that.
I mean,
didn't
that
mention it
is Kenny saying this is done.
earlier. Yeah, that's what that's.
If I say that, I get in trouble. Ken says that, and it's cool. That's the rules, though.
Let me walk you through something, Jakey boy.
Yeah.
Let me walk you through some Pablo Lopez
Yeah.
and Miguel Rojas
Okay.
Oh, this is interesting.
for Glaber,
Okay.
Pereira,
Mm-hmm.
Peraza,
Clark
too.
What's interesting?
Are you
Trevor?
interested in that, Jake?
What's interesting to Trevor Plouffe right now?
Clubhouse manager Mark Walsh just pulled Ollie Marmol off the field and into the clubhouse while he was meeting with fans. That's the manager of the Cardinals.
Did he get traded?
They're trading him.
They traded the manager for Tony La Russa. Straight up, way to go, Cardinals! You got your guy back.
Tyler O'Neill is Jake Storielli.
Always has been.
Love. Hey, Syndergaard for the Phillies. How about a little video game rotation for you? I mean, Nola, Wheeler, Ranger Suarez, our guy Gibby, Syndergaard. Man, when they get Harper back, there is going to be some juice in that building, babe.
I heard
Don't
Harper's
be,
thinking about
don't be
thinking about
joining the
replacing his
bandwagon,
thumb.
guys. I don't.
I
Want
can always
anybody
tell
out.
when you're about to lie.
That wasn't a lie.
I can always tell
That
when
was
you're
not a lie. It was a fib.
that was a lie.
That was a lie.
was a lie.
That was a lie.
David Robertson in the back end, back in Philadelphia after his 6.1 innings he pitched there over 2 years.
Nice.
Saw him in the uni though.
Incredible.
We saw him in the clubhouse.
The core impressed
did.
me.
yeah.
Did.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of
you
pictures.
like the abs on
You
him?
don't see a lot of pictures.
How many
with that
times
core.
do you think Passan combs his hair? Like how many?
He has a
stro-
travel
he,
comb.
He knows how many. He's like he could tell you 10 to 15,
Him and Dan Rourke.
7, 8. Like he knows.
Travel comb.
I'll say it again because Passan's my guy now. Not a short king. He's too tall to be a short
Talking
king.
about. You're out of
I
your
don't
mind.
think that's true, Trev, because we've stood next to him.
He was wearing
Passan.
He was wearing those
Passan?
Instagram shoes.
Not a big one. Blue Jays are acquiring right-hander Mitchell White from the Dodgers.
Whoa.
Mitchell White. I call him Mika.
All right.
Yeah, right.
All right.
So still, I'm waiting on. I call him Mitch, not Mitchell, but whatever.
You don't know him.
Still waiting on my Brew Crew and my White Sox.
Passan just did the
to-
Syndergaard tweet.
Yeah, Mickey Moniak going over to the
Oh, it's
Angels.
over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mickey
Wow.
Moniak, former 1/1.
It's done.
Moniak and
Wow.
a second prospect.
Hey, good. We said the Phillies needed to do that for us to be happy with their deadline, and they did. I like Syndergaard back in that environment. And I like what the Phillies have done, kind of.
And the
Yeah, Angels get Moniak, who he's a
they
center
just
fielder
traded
type.
Marsh.
So they trade
Yeah.
Marsh, replace him with that. I
So
like
they-
it for the Angels.
Phillies
too.
Outfield
deals.
defense, a reliever, a starter. Okay.
And by the way, Moniak, Mickey,
Yeah.
LA or Southern California vibe. I think he's also from. I think he's from San Diego. I think
I used to.
not Philly vibe. Not Philly vibe.
Wait.
So good for him.
Mickey Moniak's not the guy that I'm thinking of.
Who are you thinking of?
I think
I'm-
it is.
I'm thinking of the guy that was on
Feisty.
the Tigers.
No, Mikey Matuk.
Yeah.
Mickey
was
Moniak's
thinking of
1/1,
him. I was thinking of him.
2016.
That guy had punchable face.
A lot of M's.
Has not
saw a video
hit
of him the
yet.
other
He's
day.
got a really nice stroke. I think he just needs to get out of Philly.
7 minutes until the deadline.
Quick burn. Mets. Slightly disappointed at their deadline so far. No big fish. No bullpen guy.
Yeah, but that platoon can win. It can be something we
It
say.
can be nice.
Yeah.
It can be nice. Braves, Odorizzi, Grossman. We kind of like what they've done. Phillies, we just said we like where they're at with Syndergaard, Marsh, and David Robertson. Brewers, currently sad with you. Do something in the next 7 minutes. Cardinals, manager just got pulled, but currently sad with you, right? They got
Yes.
Quintana, but we're sad with them because they were
Yes.
in on Soto. So, yes, we're sad. Dodgers, half sad. They haven't,
Well,
essentially
they
haven't-
got rid of Mika.
they kind of haven't done anything.
Yeah. Good team.
Padres, I think we'll call that a dub. Yankees are happy so far. We'll see if they make one last splash. Blue Jays, mid right now. Couple arms, but bullpen arms, mid.
Blue Jays,
Are mid right now.
they didn't change in my mind at all.
They didn't need any lineup help though. So like,
That's the thing. They got bullpen
I think
arms,
bullpen is what they needed.
and I don't know if they were going to get a starting pitcher upgrade
Whoa!
Assam.
Oh,
Jordan Montgomery to the Cardinals.
from. Man,
Pablo's coming.
turn the cameras off.
Return not yet, no.
Well, why? But that means they're getting a pitcher. That means they think they're getting Pablo or something.
We think so, but Monty's your guy, Jim.
oh my gosh!
Monty's been through a lot with the Yanks. But
For
what else is
Harrison
coming?
Bader.
Harry
For
Bader to the
Harrison
Yanks.
Bader, what is
What?
going?
He's got to
on?
go. He's going to the Marlins, right? He's a great defensive center fielder.
There was
They
a lot
want
of
that?
tweets this morning, Yankees looking for someone who can play center field.
And Harry Bader, if I remember this right, which is disgusting that I would know this, I think he's a New York guy.
He is.
I think he grew up
yeah, he's
outside the city.
from
He is,
Bronxville.
Doesn't matter. What does that matter?
You just talked about Moniak from being outside L.A.
Shut up. This means something has to happen right now.
Right.
Because
I sniffed it this morning.
this has to mean
So Bader's a defensive replacement for you late in games?
There's
Yeah,
another
or he's
move
getting
to come.
or he's
Pitcher?
getting flipped.
There's another move to come. Pablo Lopez, Oswald Peraza's coming up. Do it, Cash. Oh God, Monty. Wow.
They got 4 minutes, bro.
the Yankees got rid of both their players from Sumter. They hate him.
Oh wow.
We were the pride of Sumter. Fuck.
Pablo Lopez has to be coming.
Pablo Lopez has to be coming to the Yankees.
Give me Miggy Rowe. Like maybe the coolest dude in Major League Baseball. On the Chris
That's
Rose
what I was trying to
rotation.
say to you. Then why would you can't trade Monty because they don't think Sevy's coming back. They just 60 date him. Nestor and Tyone have innings.
They think
like
Sevy's coming back.
Well, I don't know. Joel Sherman about the Pablo
Jack
Lopez
Curry just
stuff
someone just
said,
tweeted they don't like they think
Joel
he's coming
Sherman
back.
said Yankees have had fear about how Severino will return if Tyone and Cortez run out of gas from their innings limits and stuff. So that's why they're going after Lopez.
Yeah,
Did you see the Sevy article from today that he was all pissed off?
He's
he
really
didn't want to be
pissed at them,
60
yeah.
man
yeah.
because he's like ready to throw.
He can still throw.
He thought he was going to be back in like 3 weeks.
Monty Gone sucks, dude. But now the Cardinals get another pitcher.
That's a position of that was like that was your strength or one of your strengths
get
this
Monty
year on the
for-
Yankees.
next year as well, right? Or is he a free agent? I think he is around next year as well. If any Cardinals fans are listening, you want to know about Monty. He's a big lefty. He has like the highest release point of any starting pitcher. If the curveball is on, he's really good.
Awesome.
What?
Michael Givens to the Mets. I'm sorry. Continue your Monty
Dude.
thing.
I
Good
love it.
job, Mets.
Michael Givens is going to get Aaron Judge out in the World Series,
You
I guess.
stop
Blue
that.
Jays, you had your chance. I told you to go get this guy.
BBD might need you on this.
Awesome.
Doesn't Judge rake Michael Givens, or did I dream that?
Oh yeah, I thought you were about to say something else.
Okay.
I thought you were asking for a pass.
He's 1 for 17 against him with 14 Ks.
Trevor Plouffe? My analytics
It doesn't
guy?
have to be Pablo. It can also be Rodon.
Could be Rodon.
Didn't you just hit the passing button again?
Sorry, I thought
He
Jake
was confused by my
requesting
finger.
a passing button because I just heard Jake. I
There was
heard
a
Jake
point-
say, "BBD, I need you."
I did say that. Cardinals fans, I think you guys will like Monty. He's a
Solid.
delicious
Why?
guy.
James not
Awesome.
happy.
Pablo Lopez is not being traded by the Marlins.
So
Joel Sherman.
Rodon. So they getting
So Rodon. They're
Rodon.
getting Rodon.
They're getting Rodon.
It's
just
2
gonna get
minutes
rid of
left,
him.
although they always give him like 4 or 5 minutes
Harry
after. You all
Bader.
know that.
I think the initial Greinke year was like 17 minutes after.
Because it just has to get sent to the commissioner's
Gotta get
office
approved.
by that
It
time.
can be reported later.
I'm so mad at the Jays
okay.
for not going to get Givens.
You don't trade away starting pitcher when openly your other pitchers are on innings limits and you just 60-day the other guy. And you traded your top depth piece of a starting pitcher. You don't do it. There's got to be something going on.
Harrison Bader.
They got a minute, bro.
I mean, they got a couple minutes.
How long is Harrison Bader going to be a Yankee now?
Either 10 minutes or the next couple years.
This is nuts.
Expected
I was giving you guys props for how many starting pitchers you had.
earliest
That's
free
great,
agent
and now you don't have
2024.
them.
So is that a year and
He's
a half?
on the team next year.
Year and a half?
Yeah, he signed a 2-year deal to buy out the last years of his arbitration last off.
So this year and next year we have Bader.
Center fielder, 28 years old.
Can't hit.
Yankees were talking about a number of starting pitchers with other teams, sources said, and Jordan Montgomery is the one who goes to St. Louis for Harrison Bader. Cards get another arm after Jose Quintana, and Yankees get one of the best fielding center fielders in baseball. Okay, stuff. Like, what does that mean for Aaron Hicks? Aaron Hicks was the Yankees' backup outfielder.
Yes,
There's another move coming.
Yankees did something else.
There's another move coming.
Judge gets to slide back to right. If Bader starts, it's probably a platoon situation everywhere.
There's another move coming.
There's got to be another move coming.
Where's the other move?
Bader's fast, right?
Bader's fast.
Very fast.
I'll find out if he's very fast. Michael Givens played for Buck Showalter with the Orioles. It's cute.
I just heard a noise. We just heard a noise. Harrison Bader, 94th percentile speed.
That's fast.
What did they make a noise about out there?
Why'd they make that noise?
He's on the IL right
Bader's
now.
on the
Last
IL.
game the 26th of June. He'll be fine. I mean, look, he's a good player.
Make it matter.
Make it
I
matter.
don't understand the Monty deal. I don't.
Would you do this? Would you be excited about this, Jake, if there's not another move?
No.
Yes. Okay. Great.
Royals have traded Whit Merrifield. Don't know where. Just that's all the tweets.
Oh, I love we're getting half news.
Half news.
Give us your guess on 3. Whit Merrifield. 1, 2, 3.
Chicago White Sox.
Dodgers.
He's the
I
second
don't know why I
baseman
said
they've been
that.
looking for.
I didn't guess.
Yeah, maybe. I like that better. Don't Dodgers? No.
Somewhere in the Central.
I didn't guess.
That could be your Brewers hitter.
What?
Brewers or White Sox? To my grave. To my grave.
Brewers to the White Sox to your grave?
To my grave.
Come on, man. Don't be. To
Hey,
your
by the way,
grave
trade
and
deadline's
mention-
over, guys. So
No,
Well,
it's not,
things
Trevor.
not-
It's
we don't even-
just getting started.
it's over.
It's not over.
You don't
Brewers, what the fuck did you do?
You don't even know where Whit's going.
Brewers.
Whit Merrifield.
You
Whit
lied to
Merrifield.
me.
Bader's gonna have to cut his hair. He's not gonna be happy about that.
gonna hate
He's gonna
that.
have to stop wearing his headbands all the time.
No,
He's
Cole
not gonna
had
like
long
it.
hair.
He can wear it.
No.
Bader is fine if he can go to Cole length.
I mean, what's going on? Aaron Hicks. Donaldson's been bad for a while. Not the biggest IKF guy. Why'd you just trade away a starting pitcher?
You can't trade away Monty and not get another pitcher in return. Because you needed pitching.
Throw it on.
What is going on? I think we're done, guys.
Pablo Lopez.
Contreras and Hap.
Bader doesn't steal bases at all.
Where's Hap?
Neither does Benintendi, and he's already stealing bases. Yankees change guys.
Where's Hap? Where's Contreras? What's going on with Aaron Hicks?
Well, what are people using to update?
Tim Locastro. I'm just keep hitting the home button.
That's what I keep hitting.
Not good. Merrifield to the Jays. Whit Merrifield to the Jays. To my grave, I said.
You're
Bad
dead,
pick.
dude.
I'm
You're
dead.
Dead.
I'm dead.
You're dead.
Oh, they finally get the lefty bat they've needed.
How are they screaming sometimes? I think that was the Merrifield thing.
Well, dude, Sicko Kyle has every notification going.
He just looks at his fucking phone.
Every notification.
Anybody who's ever reported anything.
So, hey,
phone
Whit,
goes on.
head to the doctor's office right now. You need to get jabbed,
That's
bro.
what Passan just tweeted. Passan, Whit Merrifield has been traded to Toronto Blue Jays. One has to believe he'll be getting vaccinated.
What if he says, no, I'm not getting vaccinated? And he just...
And he
He
can be
say that.
He could say that.
and he can either just play home games or just play road games.
Cubs, what is you doing, baby?
Cubs are gonna.
There's a couple what is
wait.
he doing babies, and they're all in the fucking Central. There's 3 of them.
Central, pick it up.
Twins won the deadline. That's the headline.
That's what everyone's saying.
Rich get richer.
I mean, it's just like there's another move that's got to be happening, and it hasn't happened.
I'm all twisted up right now. There needs to be a counter to trading Monty.
Give me Rodon.
Oh my
Give me Miggy
gosh,
Rowe.
dude.
Give me Oswald Peraza.
There needs to be a counter to
I
that.
feel like Arya Stark right now. Second Game of Thrones reference, people.
Ooh, is Whit Merrifield going to show up to Canada with like a vaccine card written in crayon? It says, "I am vaxxed."
Hey.
He said when that all happened that he would do it if he thought it was going to happen.
I'll do it if I'm not on the Royals, man.
Has Espinal died down? Wasn't he having a great year? I guess yeah.
Like Espinal. I think Whit can still play outfield.
Yeah, I think he does
Versatile
a lot of
guy.
right field
God,
stuff.
here's the thing that we all have to remember: good teams have excess amounts of good players. Like it's
Just
okay
get
to
more
do
good
that.
Players.
Depth.
Like you don't have. What?
I said depth.
Yeah,
I think
like
White's
that
played
word.
some first in his career too, if they need that.
Ooh, tweet from Joe's McFly. Cashman got drunk?
What?
I don't think that's true. I mean,
All
he
right,
definitely has before.
Assing. Rodon and Jock are staying with the Giants.
Okay. This just
Has
got a little
Jock played himself
confusing.
into a qualifying offer?
Just got a little confusing.
What does this mean? I mean,
It could just be like, look, the prospect package isn't enough. We're still going for it. Soft go. They're giving it a Jake Story alley run here. A little soft.
I'm
go.
sorry. I'm just talking about the Yankees. If Rodon's out, then and Pablo's not being traded, then how do you trade one of your guys who's your most reliable, gonna start every 5-day traders? Maybe you're 3 in the postseason. Probably not. Probably your 4. Doesn't translate to a bullpen postseason pitcher, but he's been around for a while. For Bader,
A defensive replacement outfielder on the Yanks currently.
Bader's not going to start every day. He's like a defensive replacement center fielder. So
I have no issue with having him in a vacuum. Just Contreras and Happ not traded.
Matt Moore also not traded from the Rangers, which is interesting. Like, what are you going to do?
Aaron Hicks and Harrison Bader have the same WAR this year.
I'm pretty upset with my Brew Crew, and I'm like, I don't know how to feel about it. I got lied to all season.
Cubs not trading Contreras and Happ.
they just botched that.
Happy for Happ.
They
You
missed
sure
that.
for Happ?
Happ they could have held
I guess
on to if they wanted.
they'll qualifying
Those
offer.
two guys hugged so
He's
hard.
there next
hugged
year.
hard.
They hugged so hard.
Martin Perez also staying. Good job, chat. What? Rangers, what is you doing, baby?
Well, that one they
What's
might
going
want
on
to keep
here?
him. Or
Why are all these
qualifying offer
mid-ass
him.
teams being mid as hell
Mm.
at the trade deadline?
doing a mid-off?
LOL.
You think we won't keep Willson Contreras? We will.
I'm not changing my World Series pick. I'm not.
Good, man.
Is this it?
No. There's always one that leaks.
There's always something that comes along.
There's always one that leaks.
Got a lot of beverages.
What is going on?
Like Greinke, we found out about after the deadline.
It
time
got late.
that year. Like
It was late.
there's something.
I understand they don't want to play Judge out there every day.
Sure.
All right.
Well, that's why it was nice having what they had, because you could do some DH stuff, and Hicks can play
Timlo
center.
Castro. Outfield didn't seem to be the need.
And a pinch runner type didn't seem to be the need.
Give me Andrew.
I don't
Harper,
know, man.
The Marlins.
It goes like Padres number 1. They killed it, I think.
Yes.
They did really good.
Right.
I think the Twins might be number 2 behind them. Like, they had a really good deadline. They addressed exactly what they needed. Like, when you're a fan of a team and they're like, here's some glaring holes, please address these. They did it.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees did that too, and then they confused themselves with Montas. Yankees had a good deadline for their needs.
They did.
They got 2 relievers, just like the Twins. They
Got everything we asked
They got a
for.
top-tier starter, Montas, and then they got an outfielder.
I just don't love that last part.
Well, yeah, this Monty news is fucking weird, but before that, every other move's been good by the Yankees. I think they would be up there with the Twins, and then Mariners got
did
Castillo.
really good.
That's good. I like that a lot.
And they got some other who did the Mariners get in total? I need to see a Mariners package. They brought in Jake Lamb, so you get a little bit of depth piece there. I thought they got another reliever too.
Houston did well.
Phillies did good.
Yeah, Houston filled their needs. Phillies, I like that.
Houston got Trey Mancini, who can do a lot of different things, mostly hit. They got a catcher help, and they got a guy that had a perfect postseason last year in their bullpen.
Houston had a freaking beautiful steak dinner already, like all the accoutrements too, like loaded mash. They had some greens, some asparagus on the side. and then they just threw a freaking surf on top of that turf, if you know what I mean. Like, they already had a beautiful meal. They added the lobster.
I think I know, but
I don't even really like
Assing.
that much.
The Atlanta Braves are acquiring Raisel Iglesias from the
What?
Angels for Jesse Chavez and Tucker Davidson.
Bro, Jesse Chavez and Tucker Davidson?
Yeah.
Angels.
it should be Tucker Davidson and Jesse Chavez, I think.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
Jesse Chavez. By the way, that is huge.
By Will Smith. Here's Raisel.
That is huge for the Braves.
So there's more trades coming. It just means there's more trades coming. It's trade time. It's trade
What
time.
the fuck? I'm sorry. Hey, Nate Steele and Soto, all my Angels dudes.
Yeah.
This is depressing. They just signed Iglesias to a deal. Everyone's very happy with him.
It's like one of
And
the
now he
few
gone.
not broken things.
Another loud deadline for the Rockies.
Oh no, they locked up Bart.
Wait. No trades again.
Monty's off the team and Domingo Germán remains. What's happening?
How
Did
do you
Montas just want number
lose the
47
trade
that
deadline
bad?
after the deadline is over?
I mean, it doesn't
Ask the
make
Angels.
sense, dude.
Where's the
Golly.
Hey, I like the Braves deadline a lot now.
yeah.
Yes.
Trev, we didn't really
Jolly's upset.
didn't really talk about your guy Robbie Grossman. He's a Brave. You love Robbie Grossman.
Excellent at bat. I don't know if he's going to slot into a bunch of playing time there, if he's going to just be insurance and a bat off the bench. But like, the guy knows how to work an at bat. When Jonah Hill's talking about dudes that can work the count and take walks, he's talking about Robbie Grossman. Love that guy. He's actually not. I think he's talking about Kevin Youkilis. But
Euclid, yeah.
Robbie Grossman
You know what I'm talking about.
walks a ton, 98th percentile chase rate. Smart guy.
If the Yankees don't make another move, it's because it was for part of a deal that fell through.
That or like they admit they finally like Clark Schmidt. I don't know. I don't know.
Because they also, in the Montas trade, traded Waldachuk, who's kind of the only prospect that you would expect to try out a rotation
Kind of
spot.
your insurance policies at pitching.
they have the Yankees have anybody that's like, remember when Devin Garcia was like, hey, we can bring this guy up? Do they have anybody like that who were
Clark Schmidt, he's been up. But no, they don't have like a pitching prospect in AAA right now.
The White Sox are not making any more moves.
Smart.
What did they do?
Jake Diekman
they extended Tony La Russa because he is just
doing a great job.
I'm so mad at a couple teams right now. I'm like seriously upset. Crew.
No Donovan
I'm
Solano.
upset. White Sox. I'm not even upset with the White Sox. I'm just disappointed in you guys. I'm disappointed in your actions. Angels, same thing.
The Cardinals have included a player to be named later stipulation that they will send a minor league player from an agreed-upon list if Bader is not back from his foot injury this season.
What? Why would the Yankees negotiate that?
Derek Gould tweeted that.
Excuse me, what did you just say?
The Yankees negotiated that the player to be named later is
If
from a
Bader
list.
doesn't play, they can pick from
there's two
some list.
That's
there's,
great.
There's two lists. There's if Bader comes back and plays, and if he doesn't. So if that's an option, you're not going to trade one of your starting pitchers for a guy who has a clause. Hey, if he doesn't come back this season, it's actually this. That doesn't seem like a smart risk proof or.
I actually think it's I think it is. It's an insurance clause for them. I like it.
But why would you lose Monty for a defensive replacement who may not play?
They have a mixer too, but I agree with your point.
Dude, I mean the path.
If they're going to make the trade, I like the insurance, I guess is what I'm saying.
I mean the final two Yankee moves. I'll double check the money on it, but I think the final two Yankee moves, including the Joey Gallo trade, was the Dodgers. Or the Dodgers ate all the salary.
I
right?
think so, right? That's what
So I mean,
saw.
were the Yankees' last two moves salary dumps? Monty makes $6 million this year. I think Bader's right around there, so doesn't seem
Bader
money
makes just under 5 for the full year.
Dude, the Braves saw what like a bullpen can do for you, like what they had last year in the playoffs. I mean, dang, man, that's a move right there.
Yeah, that move really makes me like the Braves a lot.
Okay.
We staying live for how long?
I mean, originally said
Waiting for the
6:30.
Yankees to come back. I think it's over.
It might be over.
I mean, the reporters usually come out when it's done.
Yeah, and they say it's done.
And the Yankees just announced the Montgomery trade.
I don't know.
We haven't gotten anything saying the Yankees are done. That's still the end of their moves.
That is a very odd.
Give me a fake rumor or something.
It might be done. Who knows? That is a very odd.
Reds have acquired Austin Romine from the Cardinals.
He's DFA'd this morning.
Okay, so we're moving.
That might have been out a while ago.
No.
And then it just didn't break.
So,
What?
okay, let me ask you this. So we'll talk a little Yanks. I know you guys are
Sure.
licking your wounds. Was Monty really going to be – was he the odd man out in the rotation if you pare it down to 4?
No. Not.
If you bring Sevy back, right?
Yeah, but they just transferred him to the 60-day, and there's rumors, there's talks that they don't.
When the Lopez stuff came out, all the quotes were about how they're worried about him. Which
But
I
when
didn't
is
think
that
they
up?
were.
'Cause
September
it's
12th.
retroactive.
September 12th is the day he's eligible to come back.
I mean, it's obviously a curious move. I'm just trying to help you guys out a little bit here, okay? I'm trying to soothe the pain. So you pare it down to 4. Monty's not part of it. Maybe Bader plays more of a role in your World Series run.
It's just really interesting because getting Benintendi just pushed Hicks to the bench. They have Locastro as their like minor league call up a speed guy for the playoffs. Matt Carpenter has been forced into playing some corner outfield just because he's been hitting so well.
Even with injuries, they had Wade as in the minors as a pinch run guy for the playoffs if they wanted that.
I think Severino still has a chance to be a starting pitcher for the Yankees. He was throwing the day they actually 60-day IL'd him. I think there was some pitching crunch stuff that they just want to get him built up for that because he can make rehab starts by the end of his 60-day IL and come back for that second week of September. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, you're playing a dangerous game there, and you just got rid of one of your depth pieces, which Monty, he in the COVID year, if I remember correctly, he won Game 4 for the Yankees against the Rays to bring it to Game 5. So he's got a little bit. That's his one postseason start. So I don't know. You talked about an insurance policy, a minor leaguer for Harrison Bader.
And
Jordan
Shushi,
Montgomery was an insurance policy for a playoff start, which it feels like they just lost.
Yeah, he could be a notch worse, and I still wouldn't trade from that position of depth.
I agree. I mean, you guys know how I feel about
lack of innings for Nestor and Sevy, and then Tyone as well. So, yeah, that doesn't make sense. I don't know if I'll ever if they don't make another move, and they come out and say like this is their plan. I don't know if I'll ever believe there wasn't a second move that like blew up on them. It doesn't make sense, especially the way they've operated all these years. I mean,
Craig Mish, who's a beat reporter for the Marlins, said Marlins trade deadline ends with one deal and another that was pretty close. I'd say Miami has some serious work to do this winter.
Make any sense? Like, is Bader going to start if he's healthy and back?
I mean, what I could imagine they're going to do is have Judge start games in center field, and then you defensive replace Matt Carpenter, and that's like your winning formula. But you've basically made Aaron Hicks.
Thought they had that with Hicks.
Yeah.
I mean,
for the regular season at least.
The outfield with Benny, Bader, and Judge is better than a Hicks outfield. And I guess Hicks just becomes an insurance policy, but he's an insurance policy you're paying him $10 million a year for, and you're paying Bader $5 million to be a bench guy for. To lose a rotation piece, it doesn't currently doesn't feel right.
Joel Sherman tweeting, The Yankees began today leading the majors in DRS. In that stat, their biggest negative area was center field, and Bader won a Gold Glove in center last year. And the reply I like to that is, Joel, we don't care. We traded a good starter for nothing. Which got me pretty good.
I mean, he's in a walking boot.
Yes.
Angels fans are all in my mentions talking about they're clearing space for Ohtani.
Well, what does Ohtani get you? You have Ohtani. You're not winning.
No, for an extension.
But my point is they have Ohtani right now. They're not winning. So
Maybe
you need to add.
They don't care about that.
You need to add.
Seems like their actions line up with them not caring about winning.
You need to add more than just Ohtani and your current crew to win. If they're telling you that they're clearing money to retain Ohtani, then that's just retaining the status quo. You have Ohtani. He won the MVP. He's up for it again.
Like having Ohtani because he sells tickets and
selling tickets.
I don't know, man. Trying to make sense of it. It's like one of those things. You can't make sense of it.
Florial also exists. It's weird.
Bader move is
So
fucking weird.
I got no issue with Bader. Just it's so weird.
Pete Caldera just tweeted it, but the Yankees are playing the Cardinals. Their next series could see Monty versus the Yankees. Do you get a Montas start? Could be fun. Where's the next trade?
Why be over, man?
Why isn't the next trade here?
And there's no like fucking loophole, right? There's no August waiver. There's no loophole for this. So this, barring a move in September from your minor leagues, your rosters are set, people. Like
minor league trades would be the only loophole, right?
Yeah.
What I keep seeing, Michael K went off on Gallo, so he's been holding back until he's not on the team anymore to just let into him. What's he saying about him?
Probably saying that Gallo argument was that Gallo article and all his quotes were ridiculous. I mean,
I didn't read it. What did they say?
He's just crying.
There's been articles out for like a week that he's been talking like in the past tense about his Yankee time.
He was kind of saying there was never a chance that I was going to be liked, which I think if you were better or played to your stat sheet, Yankee fans would have given you a chance to like you, but he didn't.
I mean, the Yankees fans liked Gallo so much, so it's nuts that he's crying right now. They only stopped not liking him when
it's like in the last month
when he wasn't performing. I used to talk about how shocked I was that every game you went to, they would chant his name, even when he wasn't playing well. Like I think I did that on the show up until June this year. Like shocked that Yankee fans were Gallo, Gallo. And I was like, this is odd that we're cheering this guy's name. He's not performing well. I did segments about how I've never seen a Yankee play so bad and get such support. And then he's crying, saying that the fans were too mean and that's why he was bad. So I'm guessing that's what Kay's talking about. It's a pretty irritating article.
And Trev, just a little follow-up from earlier. Yankee source, who is a popular guy on Yankees Twitter, usually pretty clear-headed. He said if the Yankees have the guts to trade away a starter in this run, they should have no hesitation bringing up Peraza to play him over Kiner Fleff at short. So it's not just like a me or it's not a John thing. Like it's a very real feel in Yankee land that, yeah, if we're going to start making big boy moves, if we're going to take our pants off, get rid of Monty, give the kid a shot.
Hasn't he graded out well metrically? I know we have some eye test stuff that doesn't look good on him, but hasn't IKF graded out nice metrically? Or am I wrong about that?
Wrong. He's 266 out of 266 at balls in front of him, which as a shortstop is my biggest concern.
Well, I'm talking overall numbers.
What numbers do you like?
I don't know. I'm genuinely curious. I don't know.
He's 12th.
I've heard the Yankees are the top defensive infield in baseball according to like a lot of the metrics.
Because third base and second base have been really, really good.
Yes, and Rizzo,
nothing to do with him at all.
Rizzo saves him a lot. He makes good plays to his left and right when he doesn't have to think, but he's not. His DRS is okay.
12th in percentile.
I couldn't believe in something less than DRS after everything we found out about it. Trey Turner stuff and all of that. He's bad at
measured.
outs above average. And he
high
batting average, no on base, no slug. I mean, he had a 15-game hitting streak and his on base percentage went down during it. So
I hope for you. I mean, will that make you guys feel a lot better if that happens? You feel like more like a complete team.
I want to just trust the guy who's fielding balls at short.
Don't want to hold our breath on balls hit to shortstop.
But then it's also just give Peraza a shot. Like, let's just see what he can do in some way. I don't know.
So where's all his WAR coming from?
Base running.
He goes first to third.
Base running.
Well.
He's
1.3 baseball reference WAR strictly from base running.
It's majority of it. He's like the second best in the league at going first to third. He's got 16 or 17 stolen bases on the year. I don't think he gets thrown out a lot. I think going from second to home, he's like one of the top 5 in the league. And then I don't know what WAR does defensively. Do they use DRS? Because he's not terrible according to DRS.
He's 15 out of 19 stolen bases. That definitely helps. Yeah, I mean, I'm just asking questions. I'm not trying to like pit you guys into anything here. I'm just saying.
No, it's a hot topic, man. There's Yankees fans that love IKF. I think they enjoy all the vanity stats. The batting average being in 270 and the 15-game hitting streak.
And he visibly
Joey
hustles.
Gallo's best quote. Yankee fans like hits. Hits.
That's what Gallo said. Yeah, that's weird.
Well, Aaron Hicks is a walk guy.
Mm-hmm.
Loves the walks. Lots of memes for Aaron Hicks walking all the time. All right, I don't know.
Ian Happ with the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not leaving. GIF classic.
That's cool.
Is he crying behind that tweet?
No, I think I talked to Happer a
Just
little
kidding,
bit.
Ian, I like
I
you.
talked to Happer a little bit. He was like, I truly like Chicago and would like to stay.
Yeah, it's a great place to play ball.
Right?
No doubt about it. I'm happy for him.
Zach Short called up.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Anything else?
So it's done. The Brewers, Giants, Trevor Rosenthal is coming on my screen. That's all?
No one waved the white flag yet.
All right.
Passon, Rosenthal.
A second.
We just saw Trev's biscuits.
Is Trevor wearing pants?
I think they were just shorts that really rode up.
Looked like he was pantsless.
They looked boxers level.
They did, yeah.
Circling back on Hosmer to the Red Sox. San Diego is paying down the entire Hosmer contract save for the minimum. So Boston plays the value of a minimum contract. Hosmer. The rest is paid by the Padres.
Jeremy Beasley to the Pirates. That just broke, so we're still live.
Again, that could be one that happened earlier and just like no one grabbed it.
12 seconds ago is that I see that tweet.
Yeah. It was out on the
I
wire.
have shorts on.
Well, yeah, they all have. They all
Well, I
have
don't know,
to
Trev,
have
didn't look like
happened
it.
before 6, but
I have orange boxer briefs on.
That's what I saw.
loud today.
That's what I saw.
All right, is it time for my concert yet? Should I go grab the guitar, play us out of here?
I don't know,
so.
man. Looks like it. You say yes or no?
Two minutes on the clock. Play that song you've been practicing.
Not until we get a Patreon set up, then you can really see how I
Play the guitar.
used to.
drum that neck.
Man. Winners. Houston, Atlanta,
San Diego.
Twins.
San Diego. Twins
Mariners.
and Philly, mini winners. Mariners winners. Yanks, a win and then confusion.
Yeah, they had
They
a
played
good,
themselves
they had a
out
good
of a clear winner thing
Yeah.
a little bit.
They were like up 21. They were up 14-0. And the last play of the game, they picked it off. And the guy's running for a touchdown to put it to bed. And he fumbles it. Other team returns it. They only win 14-7. And you're like, that was a good game, but real bad taste in my mouth at the very end. At the very end, that got sloppy.
I got closer than it
Like
should.
they missed a game-tying field goal.
Yeah.
Like 17-14.
Yeah. It's like, shit. The first 95% of that game, guys, we played great. And then that last 5%, I don't know what happened.
I mean,
Yeah, we had 10,000 people on our live YouTube.
Yeah, I guess we'll do a thank you, everyone. I'm definitely not gonna draw out the thank you. Just waiting for the next trade to happen.
It's over, boys. I'm sorry.
No. It's cool.
We'll be sitting here till 10 p.m. We'll break that. You break that next move.
Thank you, everyone. Fun time of year, crazy time of year, and love that you guys enjoy it with us.
The Cardinals got Austin Allen.
Okay, so trades are happening?
No, they're not happening.
AA to the Cards?
That's huge, man. That's big. We should hang around for the next big one that comes.
Do I text Pat? I mean, do I ask if it's over? Or you don't have to answer this text. Do I say that?
Yeah,
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say, you don't have to answer this text.
Why would you say that? You want me to text him? He's my boy.
I texted a source. I asked a very trusted source, is it over?
Okay.
If I get a yes here,
Text sent.
it's over. I'm ending the show.
We just stand up and the stream ends. Them's the rules.
I have my button. I have my finger on the outro song button.
But I mean, I feel
all right,
just
guys.
like
They're going to go to the Talking
comes.
Yanks YouTube channel now. If you want to hang out, they're there till 10 Eastern. So
We do probably have to go to the Talking Yanks channel right after this and do something quick. So we'll just wait for these texts. You know what? I had mine on, so it looked like I was still typing, so maybe that's why he's not responding.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
gotta
He
be
thought
it.
I was coming with a second one, and I'm not.
No
I'm ready.
follow-up.
You don't want to talk about the Austin Allen trade?
Dude, that's great. Catcher, first baseman. They needed him. Where'd he go?
Cardinals.
They traded Romine and
It's big.
got Austin Allen. Why? Cardinals fans, what is that swap about?
Joel Sherman on MLB Network said the Yankees weren't done at 5:57.
Then the Monty thing happened?
I'm getting pretty annoyed by people saying Peraza isn't good in AAA.
He is good in AAA.
He's been really good. Bad first month.
Bad first month, first time
Basically,
playing.
everyone in the Yankees organization had a bad first month in the minors.
Do you want to know why? Trev, want to know what the Yankees did? They moved their AAA. They moved all their minor leagues from high A up to cold weather places because they found that their prospects couldn't play in the cold. And that's what Peraza. That's why he said he struggled in his first month this year. He was like, dude, never played in the cold.
I guess that's right. I'm trying to think where their affiliates are. I was always in cold weather. My
Tampa,
gosh.
Charleston.
100% it makes sense. Especially like you're coming every single year, you're coming from Florida and then you're going to the cold for the most part in spring training. And then, if you have no experience playing in cold weather, if you're from Southern California or a southern state, or you're from the DR or whatever, like you ain't playing in the snow ever as an amateur. So it makes sense when you get in the Pro Bowl to get some taste of that because it's different. It's a different ball game.
Yeah.
You can't do the things that you normally do in the cold weather, and you have to have the right mindset. So I like that.
Well, from April 28th, last 64 games for Peraza, from the shortstop position, 64 games, 13 home runs, 22 stolen bases, 277 batting average, 343 on base, 484 slugging, 827 OPS, shortstop position. So we need to see what he's about at the MLB level.
Can at least Fielding would be a threat to hit a homer.
Yeah, IKF no homers yet.
All right, I'm going to visit my grandma, who's here from Montana.
Tilo's
I love
back
everybody.
on the MLB roster.
I hope you guys get a late passing button pushed for you. If not, I think you guys are doing just fine.
Yeah. Ben Rortvet optioned. Trev, I love you. This was fun. We got a wrench thrown at the end. I think we did a good job recapping everything before this. Jake and my brain got stuck. I'm not getting a response from my guy saying it's over.
Me either. Just makes you think there's that big trade coming.
I would love that. I honestly
it's very
would
late
love for
past
me
the
to
deadline.
leave.
I don't think we're getting something.
There's a lot of paperwork.
They might have fumbled the paperwork.
People just haven't gotten wind yet.
You know what I hate? When you go to a doctor's office and they make you put your social security on like a piece of paper and they put it in a filing cabinet that's just like open and anyone can just like walk in there and take it. Why do we have to do that still?
I like when people like don't give their social security number. I'm like, you think they don't know?
Everyone has it already. You can probably Google my name and get my social security.
Like, you think people don't
Ridiculous.
know?
Anyways,
I
have Jake's social security number and I plan to ruin his life with it.
146
I'll get you
552
get you some debt.
90.
This is me
20.
signing off.
I got a response from
my
Passon. I don't
guitar
know what to
room.
do with it.
Okay, bye, Trev. Love you.
See you, Trevor.
Love you guys.
You're the
Trev.
best. What does that mean? Does that mean he hopes it's over?
He's praying that it's over. Like, he is like
He's sending his one last text to everybody.
he's praying he's done. He's saying, I worked.
I've done a great shift.
I've done a great shift.
I've
He's
been
like, I'm
great.
beat. This was a wild week. This is like, he doesn't know you're asking from a Yankees fan perspective. He
No,
thinks you're.
I'm not.
He thinks you're checking.
I'm not. This is talking baseball.
He thinks you're checking in on his personal health.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm at the end of my wits. Like, I sure hope so.
Say, haha, all right. And just announced the Yankee trade.
Just like follow up with a direct, like, are the Yankees done? Follow up with a very direct.
I'm going to say, all right. I was just confused because the Yankees traded away a starting pitcher.
And I think they're supposed to be announcing another one.
A starting pitcher, and they forgot to announce they're getting another one. That was my confusion. I'll say good.
Oh my god!
Good deadline, man. You crushed it.
Do you think someone's hurt? Do you think Hicks?
Where?
Do you think Stanton's more hurt than we thought? Do you think Hicks is hurt and going to go down? Do you think
Stanton?
Do you think Benny got traded over? It's like, by the way, the Royals broke my knee on the way over. Like,
I mean, Stanton always has a little bit of a chance. I don't know. Got to be weird in that room right now. Like, Monty was probably with the team getting ready for the game tonight.
our guy playoff Gabe.
Yeah.
That's a tough tweet.
That's tough. Bad time. Take a nap.
So he tweeted they took a nap 30 minutes before the deadline. He's like, I take a nap, I wake up and I mean, come on, Gabe.
Yeah.
You gotta know. That an accident?
Merrifield announced. Yeah, I'm not seeing another trade. So,
All right, man. I mean,
this is fun.
that doesn't make it's either there was something that was supposed to happen that fell through, or there's something we don't know about anything. They
believe in Clark.
They really believe in Clark Schmidt. I don't think you can trade Monty in the offseason. I mean, Harrison Bader in a walking boot wasn't a missing puzzle piece.
Didn't feel like a missing puzzle piece.
Part of
All right,
next
talking
year.
baseball. Thank you, guys. See you next deadline.
See, Hoke said Bader shut down for several weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's at least 4 or more.
I get
a
it
month.
if they traded, like, not Jordan Montgomery for him. Like, it's like, yeah, well, we will have him next year, and if he's back for the playoffs, we like that. Like, I have nothing against the Bader part of this, but
Well, I don't even understand that. Why trade for a guy who is out for several weeks when there's only 8 weeks left in the season?
I think there's
9?
Yeah, there's a week into
something
October
happened.
now because they also pushed it back. So I think you're looking at 9-10 weeks. But still. It's hey,
9 weeks.
Harrison Bader, you track down that ball in left center to win the World Series, and we're good.
that's true.
Eric Bolin, trading Montgomery certainly not universally endorsed inside the Yankees org. Some head scratching because of the uncertainty around Severino and Taillon's recent struggles. Not a reflection on Bader. More overall concern about potentially weakening the rotation.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of sums it up.
Oh, or is he considering us inside the Yankees org?
We are. Yes, Entertainment Sports Network.
Okay.
That's it.
Good trade. I mean, one of the craziest trade deadlines
A big deadline.
we've had.
A big old deadline.
I like that final Braves move. My guy didn't respond. Might be really busy.
I mean, if baseball PR is involved, you just save it for 7:30.
Good trade. I mean, one of the craziest trade deadlines.
Big deadline.
That's
We've
us.
Big old deadline.
Jake sucks.